specializes in investigating missing children. Okay, Albert, there's something else that one of the officials who was involved in this case told our Chris Cuomo. Very, very disturbing detail. This little girl was found in different clothing. She disappeared in one outfit, and she was found wearing something else, described as a sweatshirt and other clothing. Yet again, I got to chill up my spine, but you're the expert in this. What does it say to you?
Well, I think it's important to remember that we need to respect the privacy of the victim in this case. We can speculate, but ultimately the investigators are going to look into those details and determine what the specific outcome was, and hopefully hold that offender accountable if there was any nefarious activity besides the kidnapping. I think it's just incredible work by the FBI and the state police in this case, and this just shows the absolute power of public safety partnership.
And I respect that. This is such a delicate line to dance on. There is a child. Families do not want the public to know if these kinds of things happen, but the public needs to charge a man if these things happen, and that is a public process. We have been told it is likely there will be more charges. There was one other detail that the investigator told us, and that was that this man actually spoke. Craig Ross Jr. actually spoke, quote, for a limited time before he asked for his lawyer. I suppose for an investigator like you, that is manna from heaven. If they say anything, I get it when they invoke their right to attorney, and then it's it. That's it, right? You're Miranda'd, and then that's it. But that little moment that they got, that limited time, tell me what that says for you.
So anytime there's any form of spontaneous utterance, that's all facts and information that's going to hold that individual accountable in the court of law. It's extraordinarily important to build a criminal case and lay a foundation of figuring out the facts as they present themselves and making sure that you can articulate those facts in the report. This way you can file the appropriate criminal charges if they're deemed appropriate.
It shocks me that he has a daughter who's just 2 years older than Charlotte, an 11-year-old daughter. Charlotte's 9. If he actually did this, it would be even more despicable than what we already consider the most despicable kind of crime. I do want to ask you, though, about the investigation. And I have to be careful here because I have every respect for police and what they do. And they found this little girl 11 minutes to the hour, 48. And thank God for that, because once you go past the first 48, it becomes so much more difficult. But there are 14 hours that happened after the man showed up at the mailbox. The house is being heavily guarded, according to the New York governor, right? State police are guarding that house where she's from. And a shadowy car shows up at the mailbox at 4:20 a.m., throws something in the mailbox, and no one stops and arrests him, or at least detains him to see why he's there and what did he put in the mailbox, because they would have had her probably within an hour or two. Instead, they had to spend 14 hours tracking who the fingerprints belonged to, and they caught him. And I shudder to think what happened in those 14 hours. Your thoughts about that moment at the mailbox where the car got away?
So it's very easy to look at a situation and assume that a vehicle got away, but you don't know the conflicting priorities that took place in the mind of the investigators. We understand that they did recover the child and they did so successfully. And so obviously law enforcement's not going to comment if they were using that information to track the individual back to the specific location of the child. Sometimes it's better to wait and see, observe, and make sure that you can build your case before you make a move.
U.S. Marshal Albert Maresca Jr., thank you so much for being on with us and the work that you do. Can't thank you enough for that. And thanks for the analysis on this case, too. Appreciate it.
Have a great night.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.